Okay, hi you guys. How are you? Thank you so much for coming on. This was totally last minute. I just got really excited and had some things that I had to share with you. And I also wanted to do a little housekeeping. But before I get to the good news, you guys, look at that. The chat is not showing. How about that? We are free. I'm sorry it took me so long to figure this out. Some of you know I have a head injury. So learning new things is really hard for me. And that's why I get really timid with some of these things and, kind of breaking with habit. So, yes, that is such a good sign. Okay, let me say hello. Hello, Joni. She says, turn off the news feed. It's full of Trump's propaganda. I agree with that. Remember, mainstream media only shows us what they, Don Julio and et al., want us to see. There is so much news going on overseas that is in reaction to Don Julio and what he's doing here. People are freaked out around the world. Canada is so angry with us. I don't blame them at all. But he's really serving to isolate the United States, which, hey, hello, that's what they said in the Steele dossier. Okay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Robin. Hi, Ann. Hello, hello. Hi, Robin. Yes, I only need 163 more subscribers. I am going to get there. It's just going to happen when it happens. But thank you so much for bringing that up. And yes, please hit the like button. It'll just really help me get the word out that much more. Hi, Marie. And what really miss her, keep searching for her. Then poof, one day she was browsing and there she is. Yes, 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 yes. Aw, thank you. Antoinette said that I popped up as well. Hi, Teresa. And Just Joy and Lisa. Yes, I did it. I'm so glad. Hi, Juliet and Peg. Jules, ever after DQ, I cannot believe what is going on in the last 24 hours. We are going to talk about that. This is exactly why I'm here. Charlie C. Julia, just kidding. Paisley, astronomy, Electra. Kelly, Kay, Jan. Hi. Okay, so I want you guys to know that if I don't give you a shout out, I promise I go through my lives afterwards and I read all your comments and I see who's there. And so just know that I absolutely see you. Okay. So the first reason I came on was to check to see if I got the chat box off. That is good. And so, yes, like Jules After said, it's been a horrible, horrible 24 hours. I believe I just came on live 2 days ago. And let me just kind of recap that 2 days ago. I noticed in the chat you guys were worried about our stuff being protected, even though Muskrat and his minions are going all over the place. Check out the reading that I did on Project 2025. It gives a really great description on how well our stuff is protected. In fact, I think I was seeing that back in 2020 when there were the solar winds hack and what it was doing to our infrastructure. And even back then, they were creating something new because China is all over in our telecoms. So check that out. The other day we talked about his cabinet freaking out. They are freaking out. It's like people are starting to get a glimpse into what they're really trying to take over here. We talked about Donald's progress chart and how he was meant for this moment and what he's doing to us here. And then when we're looking, we talked about how Pluto had moved into his house of bad luck. Well, it's also bad fortune, and it really is so deteriorating on the health. So we were talking a lot about what to expect with this full moon leading to the next lunar eclipse next month. And the moon right now is in Virgo. That next lunar eclipse is in Virgo. So you can kind of feel that that lunar eclipse energy trickling in. It's like things are really, really getting serious. Okay. So, okay. One last thing. I listened to the podcast Spy Talk. They interviewed a guy who's part of the FBI, joined after 9/11, really heavily involved with counterterrorism. Since then, he worked on some major cases, and he really gives a good perspective on what's going on there. And he even knew Cash, in his role then and how things are kind of changing, and even the OMB guy, I think. Well, one of them. So those are just some extra things. Okay, so the past 24 hours have been awful. We've gotten a lot of snow. I've been out shoveling, and last night it was feeling really heavy and really doomsy, to the point I just couldn't even watch Rachel or Lawrence because I felt like I could spiral or I could get into a place that I couldn't get out of. But this doom feeling, I will tell you, it also felt very isolating, very alone, and feeling like kind of suffocating and no way out. I think that is a sign where you've had enough for the day. So late last night, I'm doing the TAROTSCOPEs because I finally got to the first quarter, the full moon over Washington, D.C. I've been kind of dreading it because I hate doing the energies of Don Julio and Musk. So this is what I want to show you. So this started last night. And then today I just did a couple more things. And I was like, wow. So let me tell you what these are. So this is Washington, D.C. This is Muskrat. This is those working in government who are strongly resisting, committed to the United States and her Constitution, and will do everything to stop. Okay, it's like, it feels like a really, really giant population, okay? Then I did, and I still call him PUTZ. What was PUTZ's plan? What is the plan right now that is intact and working on that is protecting USA from Don Julio? The next one is, what is PUTZ doing with our USA allies protecting USA and how? That is this one. This one, former generals and, cabinet members planning and working like with NSA, all those people. They are working on stuff regarding Muskrat. What makes the Republican Party say enough already? And then this is kind of when the switch was happening. I had to fill in today. Because today I'm out shoveling again, expecting to wake up feeling miserable again, doom, doom, doom. And I couldn't feel bad. I was, felt like I was a cork that had bobbed to the surface. And I kept getting spirit. Oh, I totally feel spirit right now. You're not supposed to worry like that. That's not happening, so to speak. You're feeling good because good is on the horizon. You can't see it, but it's okay. So enjoy feeling this way. Don't go to doom because spirit won't go there. And it's not true. You have to be here and just keep holding this note. And every time I was like, and try to, grab onto, but that person got confirmed. That person got confirmed. It was like, I could barely say the but, and it was like, whoop, I'm floating again and happy. So this is why we should not fear. And then, how Don Julio revoked PUTZ's, what are they, the intel briefings? Well, even though he did that, Allied intel, they are still giving Biden intel that Don Julio is not getting. And then this one was for me, quiet like the forest. I said, tell me, what is it that I am missing here? What do I not see? And it doesn't mean it's wrong or right, just what's in my blind spot. So that's this one. This one, you guys. Okay, so I did NATO and then I had to squish this one up here. It says, the plan to kill PUTZ. Pew, 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 pew. Holy crap. So that is in this brown, anything that is kind of brown shading links to that. Then this blue line here, this is NATO, what they're working on. And so this blue penciling in. Then this is NATO regarding Don Julio. This is NATO regarding PUTZ. This is NATO regarding Ukraine. And then I did one on me, quiet like the forest. What do I have correct? And that is the green markings. They're a little bit harder to see. And then finally I was like, come on. Why am I not worried? This is the success. And this is in the orange. And so wherever you see orange, it's kind of faint. There's some orange here. Orange, orange. So that's what this Taroscope is. You say, oh my goodness, thank you, Joni. So you get where this is going? Yes, Delphi and Sheldon excoriated the minions, including Brunhilde. Big body. He is so smart. Yeah, he just laid it out on the line there. So we had this full moon. There's this T-square. Something has to give. I need some water. So now, what were the things that leapt out at me? Let's go to the efforts to pew, pew, pew. PUTZ. I will tell you, PUTZ, I don't like tuning into his energy either. Let's see where he fits on this. But to me, he just seems like he's like in a tight-fitting space, like he's speaking into a can down the hallway, like where he's like in hiding. I can almost like see like footsteps like walking in a corridor that's like above him, but he's like in hiding. Where's PUTZ? What's he doing? This is, oh, Dark Moon Lilith Mystery, the 11th house friends. Black Moon Lilith Mystery. So this is kind of like the Koopy Koo. This is the wars. I just feel like this is kind of accountability. That's really, he's like trying to get away from this because this is what Don Holio did. Where's the Dark Moon Lilith? Is it going to leap out at me anywhere? This one didn't really come up so much. That is really interesting. So, where's Don Holio in all of this? Sun reversed and cabinet the yacht. Okay, so the sun reversed. That is interesting. He is reversed. So he's not really the president. Did you see Muskrat's kid telling him to shut his effing mouth and get out of the chair? And the yod. I'm seeing a bunch of yods, and those are his cabinet, what they're supposed to carry out. Okay. Where do I want to start with this? Let's just start with killing PUTZ, okay? What's feeding this notion to kill PUTZ? We have Libra, the Libra card here. That is the signifier for PUTZ, the intact working plan to protect the United States. And then this is the big secret. The plan to kill is the 12th house. That is secrets and hidden enemies. Okay, so this 12th house shows up here in Washington, D.C., Don Holio's office. Well, it's reversed, and to me, that was him trying to protect PUTZ this week. Who absolutely had the 12th house? Well, Muskrat, all of his secrets, they are tied to PUTZ, and that is kind of like another reason why PUTZ needs to be taken out. Why we shouldn't fear the 12th house of hidden enemies. So that's the hidden enemy we should not fear because it's aimed at PUTZ. Where else did this 12th house showed up in the skies above? POTUS's plan that's intact, working to protect the United States, and POTUS and allies protecting us how? Where else is this 12th house? And then down here, NATO regarding Ukraine. What's at the foundation to protect and keep Ukraine secure? The stuff that is hidden and out of way nobody can see. That's him. And then quiet like the forest, got this one correct at the foundation. So PUTZ is really looking like he is at the nexus. Like things are really, really on edge. Now here, did we just have Chiron come up? No. So here, to kill PUTZ, we have the third house. Oh, that's Gemini. That's Don Julio, has his sun here and his Uranus. So PUTZ here had Chiron, the wound to heal. Well, because look at all the crap he's done with telecommunications and propaganda and interference and radio comms and telegram and just hacking and, just spreading crap everywhere. Well, that's the wound. He's caused worldwide wound with this, okay? Did anybody else have that here? No, but this is quiet like the forest, what I was not seeing. I'm not seeing how big of an impact this is and why that would drive them to want to, pew, 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 okay? So at the bottom, water. That to me on the bottom, those are kind of like comms, getting a feel layout for the land, what's going on, and keeping tracks of pings. Who had water in this area as well? POTUS and allies protecting the United States. How? Yeek. To pew, 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 the leadership, look at this. The reason why, because his leadership has to do with, again, the third house in communications and the pain that his leadership is causing everyone. Nobody else had that here. Oh, but this third house did show up. Why am I not worried? What is the success? This is the substance of why I'm so joyful, is because this is heavily going after. Okay, got it? Day-to-day military. Well, that points to the ninth house. His ongoings day-to-day far away, like in Ukraine, like in the United States. And coming up with a plan and having a bigger vision on how to accomplish this. Well, that was regarding Don Julio, the plans that we have, including generals, regarding Elonia, how he's involved with that as well, because it's in the house. Okay, then NATO aligned with that here. Okay, now over here, your opposition. We have the Jupiter Abundance card. It's abundance of crap. No one on the edges. Don Julio's on the edge of that day-to-day. And what's going on in Ukraine is on the edge of that. And quiet like the forest. Oh, no! Ah! Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. My pewter just died. I hope I'm still going. Okay, I'm just going to act like it's okay. I will log in. So I'm just going to keep going on. And look, I can't see the chat over here to see if you guys are still here. Okay. My battery is just shot on my laptop. Isn't this fun, you guys? Okay. The plan to pew, pew, pew PUTZ. Well, we have in shared resources and debts, the first house. The first house always signifies to me the person who's elected to that space, the leader of a nation. And this was like the fight we were in, with our elections. So this has been coming up a lot. So it has to do with his shared resources and how he's leading, the United States. So first house, we had this come up regarding Felonia is in on this too. We can absolutely see that with our eyes. We hear it we got too much of that. Here in the ninth house, now remember his day-to-day operations are leading to this. That is a Saturn return. The ninth house, what he is doing with Don Julio returning. And nobody had that, okay? Let me log in real quick. Okay, this is so exciting. By the way, you guys, Cara oranges, if I'm saying that correctly, are in season. They're so juicy. Sweet right now. They're like $2 something at Aldi for a bag of them. Okay, it's booting. Okay, what is crowning the plan to PUTZ is Aquarius. The sun is in Aquarius right now, you guys. That's the visionary. That's the insight. That's the plans. That's the rebellion. That is the revolution. So there's a lot of inspiration with this sun here in Aquarius. Also with Pluto there, just really empowering this idea. In the 11th house, the networks, your friends, your like NATO allies, our alliances, our hopes, our wishes, our dreams collectively. Well, we have Uranus. That is something sudden and unexpected. That Uranus was in a tight T-square here at the full moon. So it's like this thing is ready to pop amongst people who are involved with this. Uranus, it came up prominently. Where is it? Uranus. Why am I not worried? This is the success. What is feeding this notion is the planet Uranus. I thought there was one over here. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wait, Uranus. And then look it's right here for what am I missing? It's the secret that I'm missing, that I'm not seeing quite. But it's the secret that is feeding my notion of being really happy about our partners and allies. Oh my gosh, we're going to go to this one next. And then when I do that, we have the in the secrets, the Grand Trine. This, I think, is like the Six Wands mob, the transnational mob, who've gotten like everything locked solidly into place, maybe even the MAGA. And then who had this in the hidden enemies? More generals planning, and like NSA people. They have Grand Trine blessings, the hidden enemy. I think that's going on offense against them. And then Mercury is the plans to carry it out. That's what NATO has in their ideas regarding Ukraine. And the secret that POTUS and allies have protecting the USA. How? That crazy. Okay, I got to sign in, you guys. Okay. Minimize. Come on. Load. Do we want to load? For all I know, you guys could be gone. Oh, you won't even let me reload this. Oh, please don't be frozen. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh, let's try one more time. Oh my goodness. Come on. Refresh. Okay. Here we come. I so need a new MacBook. Well, I need a new battery. Okay. So that's like kind of exciting. This is like, I just felt high as a kite with all this. But I said, we're going to go down to this one because why am I not worried? Because the essence of it, the signifier has to do with our partners and allies. Okay. And here, it's almost there. And here we have over here, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, is lands far away. It's like the higher thinking, the higher philosophies and ideas and people from far away. And, there goes my throat. And kind of like getting a psychic aerial view of things. I'm getting that this is more kind of also related to technology and getting to be able to see the big picture. Okay, there we go. Okay, let me get to the live chat, please. Tell me the live chat. Okay, here we go. Okay. Do we have any allies left? Asks Electra. We do, and they are talking with POTUS. They're saying the United States is like under attack from within. And now we are watching, the whole world is watching the evidence of Don Julio and his cabinet picks recapitulating to PUTZ, okay? And that's why that is not being shown. That type of news is not being shown around the world. It is, what they're doing is to absolutely try to seemingly isolate us as much as possible. But there are a lot of people working behind the scenes. That's why I was just so happy with these TAROTSCOPEs that I'm doing, okay? Because they know how valuable the United States is to, be the leader of the free world. And they see PUTZ again, taking down the whole system. And that's like why this option is on the table to take him out. So why am I not worried? I have Sagittarius here in partnerships. Well, look it up here. What's the signifier over here? POTUS, USA allies protecting us how? This is the reason why I can't worry about this. I even turned something on. I'm like, that looks really, should I? But then Spirit is like, this, reminding me, this is why you don't have to worry. Okay? The other person who had this as a signifier was Muskrat. So it's like he was a shock to, all of us who just left, because they thought he would be involved somehow, but the fact that he just went in right away and got access. So it's like there's contingent plans going on with that. They've been planning since, I swear, before the election in 2020 to secure our things, okay? Oh, thank you very much. Hi, Teresa. Okay, you're still here. Okay. Thank you, just kidding. Do they know? Yeah, Electra, I think they know that Filoni is the actual PUTZ, the actual, should be sitting in that office like his son said he should. So this is just the basics. Okay, so U.S. and allies, protecting USA how? Sagittarius. Look at this. NATO, regarding Don Julio, has Sagittarius reversed. So that could mean try and take care of Musk and keep things under wraps, that there's a bigger plan going on related to POTUS. Okay? This plan with allies to protect USA, this showed up here in the 9th house for NATO regarding PUTZ. That 9th house NATO, that's all the allies. That's all the people. Everybody who's involved with it around the world. Where else is this? And it's at the foundation, the 4th house, the foundation on why our allies are still sharing intel with POTUS. Where else does this show up? It shows up here in Washington, D.C., Sagittarius, area of shared resources. This is Felonia sharing stuff, but I also feel like it's our resistors in government because they share a lot of information. Getting on that. Okay, so this just feels really good to me. Do you guys have any questions? This was the good news I wanted to share with you. Broomhilda is suing New York for taking care of immigrants. I know, 80 million. They stole that. Isn't that crazy? So the notion that I'm getting is that because that happened with New York, every other state now is looking at their stuff and securing it. They obviously broke the law, and that, has to be returned. But again, this is why the cabinet is freaking out, because they are coming to sense what they're up against. Because even though this was a good idea to think about it with P25 all this time, in reality, they are so teeny compared to what's out there. And that's the problem. Oh, I just have deer, 1, 2, 3 deer going across my backyard saying hello. That's unconditional love. So where they see as an advantage putting in their best people so that they can corrupt everything, it leaves them wide open to so many blind spots. They have no idea what they're walking into. They don't know what's a trap and what's not. And that's where they are freaked out, you guys. When does he go? Julia, I do not know. Let's look at these eclipses, okay? I know that in the Rusher chart, they are like, I think it's 22 Leo. The moon is 2 Virgo. 22 Aquarius. I think this is Taurus. I don't know what Taurus. Scorpio. So they have Pluto right now transiting. They're also their house, their house of bad fortune and bad health for dear leader. Okay. So these eclipses again are really going to, wow. And you know what? I think that the Sun and Saturn will be right here in the 8th house here at that eclipse for them at the full moon eclipse. And the 8th house, is life and death. But I am just so surprised at how much that came up. And when I did this TAROTSCOPE, I wrote this note. POTUS 46 U.S. allies protecting USA how? And I drew this square. I'm like, this feels watertight. It is not flimsy at all. Like, it's just like crystallized. Like almost like it's done, so to speak. Okay. I know, Charlie. It's so disgusting that they took money from FEMA given for our immigrants. And yes, they're spreading all sorts of disinformation about that when they're stealing it. More protests are next Monday, February 17th at noon on at the state capitals. Oh, good. I'm sorry. I have these texts I have to. Adams gave it back to. Will PUTZ's army of minions go to jail? Yeah. I keep seeing so many of them just locked up. And Broomhilda is just so teeny small in this big white room and like having to testify about stuff. I just had Don Julio in cuffs. I know, I just feel like we'll never see him. But, and Alonia, I have always seen since last spring in trouble. I told you guys about and now, like, I keep seeing him like this in that movie, Thor, Love, and Thunder. And the end scene where the guy with the sword, that's the God Killer. So this character, this is my Philonia character. That person wants to make it to this point called eternity. And when you get to eternity, your biggest wish, what you want to create, happens. And his biggest wish, you infer, is that he's going to kill all the gods and everyone who's ever caused him trouble. But then suddenly he remembers his biggest love, which is actually his daughter. And then he like kind of falls apart because he realizes that's not what his really big wish is, And then spoiler alert, he like ends up dying there. But he's in, again, this big white space. And I keep seeing him just sitting on the ground, talking with someone casually, how he got to eternity. And this is all that he did. And he's trying to make it sound like, I'm so cool. This is really awesome. But too afraid to look what's ahead of him because there's no way out. He got to eternity, which I think is to the highest office in the land around the world. Okay. I have always seen him like that. Oh, Paisley, thank you. Delphian, it's pretty clear this was a short-term slash and grab. It does not have any long-term attributes. Exactly, and that's the problem with there's my throat. The private sector. They think they can just go do this like they do in the private sector. Nope. People have rights. They're going to do all this stuff. It's all going to be reversed, okay? And it's like, well, what are you going to do next? They don't have a plan for what to do after the breaking in, entering, smash and grab. And I think, yep, I just got a yes. That's why his cabinet picks are really freaked out right now. Yeah, Steve Myers, he's backing JD Vines. I know. They're all hanging on to a narrative, and Fox and everyone is going to make sure that those comments are front and center so everybody believes that. They're lies. Then if we had properly prosecuted Nixon instead of giving him a pardon, we wouldn't be here. I agree with that. Yes. Okay, so that is all I wanted to share with you guys. I just wanted to make this really quick and just give you this good news, okay? So that's it. What about Vance? Show me Vance. Moon void, of course. Now that is interesting. Does that mean he's going to get hit, or is he going to do? I just got he's doing something, and it relates to what makes the GOP say enough. Who has the moon void? Of course, Washington, D.C. did. Oh, that's him. Moon void, of course. What else is this moon void? Of course, I don't really see it. It wasn't as prominent as it usually is. Oh, PUTZ. His plan that's intact, working to protect USA, that's what's feeding him at the full moon. That's what's feeding his signifier. So they're on to him as well what to do. You're welcome to Spicy. Yes, Kathy, good news is indeed good news. Daniel Sassen's letter to Broomhilda's creating interesting waves about, Adams. He's about as good as Senator Menendez was. Electra, will they still follow Trump into the abyss? Yeah, they're stuck. It's like you follow me or you're dead. Will they follow him into the abyss? Yes, they will sacrifice themselves for him. Okay, happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming by. See ya.